expedition, we have Bangladesh. Okay, usual settings. Let's. Okay, so. Okay, so I guess this is the most distinctive thing about Bangladesh is the script. It's the only area with official coverage on GeoGuessr where the language has a straight line at the top. And this is used, this script is used to write the Bengali language and also the Assamese language from the Indian state of Assam. Bengali is also spoken in West Bengal state of India, and also there is the Nagari script used for Hindi, Nepali, and Marathi also has a line across the top, and it's fairly similar looking. But at least so far in GeoGuessr, you're unlikely to encounter a situation where you need to tell them apart. Okay. So it looks like we're in maybe a small urban area, or an outlying part of Dhaka is always possible in a Bangladesh round, right? There's limited rural coverage. You'll always be, like in large towns or on roads between them. Um, okay, so uh, this is, flagrantly in Bangladesh, but we don't really have any evidence on where it is. Um, we see that it's flat. Basically, all of Bangladesh is flat except for some areas in the extreme southeast next to Myanmar. The so-called Chittagong hill tracts. Um, okay, there's something with. Okay, so there's, as is typical in South Asia, you see, some things that are bilingual in English. Um, okay, but there's no address on there either. Um, yeah, so this is the point where you think, like maybe, if you're going to be an expert on this, learn some of the script. Um, right. So, yeah, nothing obvious, there's a huge amount of Bengali writing here, um, less English, which suggests that maybe this is, not in sort of a more, foreign-oriented area, that it probably isn't Dhaka. And, okay, always remember to guess. So it was one of these islands, in the Bangladeshi coast. These islands are known as the Sundarbans. Um, and I think these are, less populated over here. Um, okay, so here we have a rural area, or at least what, is a rural area in Bangladesh, which is one of the world's most populated countries. Um, let's see. Oh, here, Badani Cross Lane Bogra. So that's okay. I think, yeah. Okay, there's Bogra here. There's a difference in I think this is just a difference in transcription that here, it's written as Bogora, right? Um, I know a bit about the script, so I can tell that in this name the R is it's a thing called a retroflex flap. It's like the R in Japanese. Um, Bogra. um, yep. Okay. Um, so that's where we are. Is Bogra. Yeah, these vehicles, are very common in Bangladesh. The tuk-tuks. Okay, so this is we have a lotus in a roundabout. Uh, okay, and this is sort of an east-west road. Also, I'm wondering if the maps are actually going to be good enough to, be able to see roundabouts even. Yeah, nothing obvious. Hey, there's the KFC in Bogota. See, they even have them in smaller cities like this. Um, Mahastan Museum, 17 kilometers. Um, let's see, is there Mahastan in the surrounding area? That might help. Uh, yeah, it doesn't appear to be a village name, and it would be hard to find, given that it's 17 kilometers away. Um, yeah, so here, it looks like learning the script would be a huge asset. Um, and I know that there are about, there are about 60 or so symbols in the script. Um, so, it's similar in difficulty to, say, learning Thai or Cambodian script. Okay. I know a little bit about the script. For instance, the vertical line here is a long A. This is an I. So this is Aussie, something, some letter Aussie. Um, there's an O here, which is this thing and this thing, bracketing a consonant. This is an N, but I don't really know enough about the script for it to be useful. There's bananas. Okay, Bangladesh is sort of a fully tropical area, so I think you would find those throughout the country. Um, it's that bananas and coconuts are some of the more temperature sensitive tropical crops. But I think in Bangladesh at least there's no areas cold enough that you wouldn't be able to grow them. Okay, so this looks, yeah, it looks more rural, like so far we've seen, mostly the pole and sheet metal construction or the kind with poles and these plant-based mats. Yeah, you can see there's some interesting fonts, in this language. Oh, this is yeah. I just realized, they've left stuff for to be run over by vehicles in yeah. I've heard of that as an agricultural practice that I'm not exactly sure what specifically that but there's it's something that you run into is that people will actually use the action of the cars on the road for an agricultural purpose. But yep. Okay, so again, no evidence for location. Um, yeah, so Bangladesh is definitely one of the harder countries in GeoGuessr. Um, okay, so this looks, relatively unpopulated for Bangladesh. There's rice. Okay, so that this then may be an environment with some wet field rice, so there's maybe seasonal flooding in the area. Um, well, it's Bangladesh, so that's normal, right? That you would as I said, it's nearly all of the country is in the delta of the Ganges River. Um, yep, there's more bananas. Um, let's see. So the truck, yeah, interesting plates here. Um, Also interesting bumper. Um, for that matter, interesting Google car. Okay. Yeah. Is this the car with let's see, has the red mirrors? Yeah, so I think it has the normal sort of Google car markings, but it has these things on it. Okay. Tata 1612. We have the Bangladesh flag. We have Hamid Ali. Um, let's see. So the bus. Yeah, yeah, so it looks it actually looks sort of like a lot of rounds you see in Africa, where there's a lot of there's in urban areas there's a lot of people outside, um, except that they don't look like Africans. Okay, so we have, and again, didn't really get anywhere before time ran out. Hey, there's that same sign again. So this one, yeah, hmm, yeah. Let's see, maybe it goes in some way with the other signs here or not. I don't know. Let's see. So we have my school. Um, I'm thinking maybe this could be Dhaka. That. Although, that almost any urban area in Bangladesh is going to be very concentrated like this. Let's see. So now we're out on a road to let for ad. Let's see. BSRM Extreme, not to be confused with BDSM. Um, Meheron Express. Hmm. Yeah. You'll notice in these urban areas that there's a shocking lack of traffic lights. Um, that road safety is a major problem in Bangladesh, and there was actually an incident. Oh, Chittagong. Okay, so this tells us that we are in Chittagong, also called Chittagong in older sources. Okay. Um, yeah, Chittagong Nasaria Kamil Madrasa. Okay, so it's an Islamic school, hence the Arabic. Um, okay. Yeah, there's Chittagong right there. Um, so those are, variants of the name. Okay, so it said that it was okay. So this area, Kotwangi, it has to be a retroflex T there because um, I've seen that in Indian place names. KOT is pronounced Kot, um, and that's actually a word of Arabic origin meaning fort. And in Arabic, the plural of Kot is Kuwait. The country is named the forts. Okay, so bronze medal. Okay, because I probably had not played the map before, and we like the map, and we'll play it again. Okay, so here we have the rice field flooded. Okay, so we're in an area of paddy rice which isn't very specific in Bangladesh. So I remember the Bangladesh actually has one of the world's highest levels of rice production per unit area in the world. If you look at the list of top rice producers, it's actually on it. Despite its small area. Yep. Hey, is that bananas for sale? It looks like. Um. Yep. Okay. So, um, yeah. So again, I think being able to read the script would be a huge asset. Um, Bcash, we've seen a bunch of those. Uh, that must be something like M-Pesa in Kenya, right? Or where it's a app for paying for things with your phone. Um, M-Pesa, I think, is Safaricom in Kenya. That you see that sign more often. Um, okay. Sometimes bridges have markings, which will tell you things about it, but doesn't look like that one does. Um, yeah, the thing that I was okay. Their head office, uh, Kalyanpur office. Okay. Um, so that it's a truck, so it could be a drive-in, but that suggests maybe we are in this place Kalyanpur. Although, yeah, I've never heard of it. Um, just take a quick look to see if there's a Kalyanpur. There's a Kalyan near Mumbai. That it's a reasonable Indian subcontinent name for a place. Um, okay, we've got we've got a taller building coming up here. Um, Yes, there's the wiring that you see in a place like this. We have Ma Sufia, Sundar, Paribahan. Let's see. IV Paribahan. That must be the operator of the bus, right? That's someone's name. This one, okay. So I think Dhaka is likely for this one. Given the way it looks, it could be larger city area, right? Okay, there we have Hanif Enterprise, Dhaka, Chittagong, Cox Bazar. Okay, since Dhaka is on both of these routes, I think that means that we are in fact in Dhaka. In Dhaka. Um, yeah, it's hard to pronounce. It's spelled Dhaka. The H is pronounced, so it's pronounced Dhaka, and also the D is retroflex. So Dhaka. Okay, so we have that's a nice mosque there. Allah says. There's another one. Um, hmm. Okay. So 10 kilometers off, it was down here. Oh, Saidabad Bus Terminal Masjid. Yes. So that. Okay. So there's the mosque that was in the view, I'm guessing. Golapad Bisho Road, Jami Masjid. Okay. Let's see, Kamlapur Road. Yeah, you'll notice that there's a whole lot of stuff on the map, um, which doesn't have English signs, but does appear to have to have English on the Google Maps. Um, yeah, it looks like a bunch of buses leave from this area. Okay. This has got to be one of the big channels of the Ganges going out into the sea, right? Um, so let's see. Okay. There was a bridge. I think I've seen that one before, it's not enormous like this. I mean, this is a few kilometers in each direction. It looks like, almost like driving across Lake Pontchartrain. Um, for those of you not from the United States, driving across Lake Pontchartrain is an approach to New Orleans, where there's a highway that runs, I think it's something like 25 kilometers or something, across a lake, shallow lake. But yeah, where is this? And what? It must be tough to actually have to sweep this whole bridge. Hmm. Okay, so there's some tall buildings over there. Um, Wait, actually, could this be, it's not down there, I think. See, you look on here, and mostly, the large rivers are just not bridged at all, um, which makes me wonder where this could actually be. Um, I mean, look, it's there's a bridge there. Yeah, that one. Yeah, so over the Brahmaputra here, that's a possibility. Um, but yeah, it looks like mostly the big uh, crossings are not actually bridged. They use ferries. Um, okay, so this is the Yamuna multi-purpose bridge. It says. Um, oh, yep, yep. So I got it. Okay. Um, yep. Oh, hi. Yeah, I have to admit this format. I'm not very chatty. Um, that. Okay, so this we have. Um, So it looks like this is an archaeological site where they have uncovered a city with brick foundations. Um, which, yeah, actually, like these sorts of red bricks are, they can be ancient. I've certainly seen Roman brick walls that, look like they could have been made, in modern times. Okay, so we'll put in a location and then yeah, this one also, it looks like it's hard to step into anything that's useful. Yeah, so okay, so it looks like this thing with the brick walls, it was slightly elevated above the rice fields. Um, right? Okay. Hmm. Also, whatever it was fairly large. Um, yep, and the landscape doesn't really tell us much of anything. Um, I'll be curious after the round's over to find out what this actually is. Okay, so it's near Bogoro, where, one of the previous rounds here. let's see, Shibganj, Vasu Bihar. Okay, so let's I can put in a new tab and okay, so Vasu Bihar, famous archaeological site in Bangladesh. Hmm. Oddly, in the story, okay, it says built 8th century AD. It doesn't really say much about the site. Of course, then there's, the Bengali Wikipedia page, um, which maybe has some more pictures in it, but yeah, we can run Google Translate on it. Um, yeah, Chinese traveler Xuanzang came there in 638 AD. Um, okay. And so now we're coming to the last round on the second game. Again, this, it seems like in most rounds we haven't really been able to get much at all. Again, here, this is a raised path through fields. Probably seasonally flooded rice, and so they have the raised path between them. Yeah, so there's that sign again. Okay, but yeah, so this looks like it's quite difficult, without actually having knowledge of the script. Um, yeah, you see a lot of these ads that appear to be for educational institutions with initials on them. Um, some wonderful bollards. So we're on a paved two-lane road. Yeah, it's sort of like the problem of finding out where you are in Thailand, except worse, because, in Thailand, there's a chance you could walk around and find some road sign, but, that road signage, seems to be in a relatively underdeveloped state in Bangladesh. Um, any geographical pointers that we've seen have been mostly on advertising, and most of that is in Bengali. So, um, there's that sign again. It appears to be one of the most common advertising signs in the country. Yeah. Okay. So, we'll do our third run. And then I'll take a break, and I'm thinking of maybe doing the next country. I'll have to see how I feel at the end, about whether I want to do that tonight. And so they're in alphabetical order. So, of course, after BD comes BE, Belgium. Yeah. So here we've been, riding for some distance across the rice fields, that this is, looks like it's a relatively unpopulated area. In Bangladesh, the tendency is for there to just be village all over the place. Um, that is the most monumental gas station I have ever seen. Wow. It says Wayne on the pump. And oh, look at the size of those bamboo poles. Yeah, that's impressive. Okay, we went by a street cow there, white Indian breed. Those are typically used in tropical countries. They're you see them, for instance, in Brazil as well. Hey, we got tuk-tuks for sale. Okay. So yeah, being able to walk into a village is pretty normal for Bangladesh. It is a very populated country. Um, let's see. So we walked south into this place, which, let's see, still not a lot of indication of where we are. Um, hmm, Life Boy, it said. Um, yeah. Okay, so we must have walked into this Vidalia Bazaar, looks like. Um, right. Okay, this is a bridge over a railroad track. There are big billboards. I think this is likely to be Dhaka, or if it isn't, one of the other another large city, Chittagong and Khulna basically being your other choices on that. And even Khulna is not that big, I mean, it has something like 1.5 million people in it crammed into a very small area, that physically it's only a few kilometers across. Um, look up Anglo Finance. Yeah, there's painting of curbs with white and some other color is a very British Empire thing to do. Um, in it's in tropical areas you don't see those in Britain. Oh, there, Chittagong. Okay. So Chittagong is called on Google Maps. You'll notice here, there it is on the central train station. Oh, right, we crossed a railroad track. Um, yeah, yeah, extra profit up to 1 lakh taka per year for a sewing machine. Hmm. Lakh is 100,000, so that's so what they mean is 100,000 taka per year. Um, oh, CDA Avenue, I saw that. That we were yeah. There's CDA Avenue. Here, there's the okay. So which way did I? Yeah, so I came off the bridge. Um, let's see. So the orientation of the train track, I think, is correct. Yeah, yeah. This could be. Oh, I'm surprised that this has all the buildings on it. Yeah, I'm wondering. Yeah, this one actually seems to make more sense by having the buildings on it. Um, yeah, the sign referred to CDA Avenue, Moradpur, Chittagong. Yep. Oh, okay. So it was this one. Okay. So that must have been a big thin building that I was looking at. Um, Acme. See, it's a company that makes all those anvils. Um, oh, this is a politics sign. As I remember, this is one of the revolutionary leaders, in the war of Bangladesh independence, in 1970. Um, and I believe that he's, a relative of the current president. Um, we have Okay, so there's some ponds. Again, like no clues as to where we are. Um, yeah, so this is a difficult environment, and it looks like if you want to be any good at this at all, you need to know the script. Hmm. Okay, there's a sign for the bridge. Anna at the end of this thing. Um, yeah, I mean, trying to find clues on this reminds me of when you're in, say, Indonesia, you can find town names and things, because it's in Roman script, right? Um, but without knowing the script, you're in a tough position, and especially that there's really not very much English, in the country, that I mean, you think of South Asia as having a lot of English, but this appears to be kind of low on the list. Probably because Bangladesh has one single language, Bengali. Whereas in India there would it's a country with a large number of languages, although usually with one dominant language in a single location. Okay, there's the corner of the Google car again. Okay. Um, okay, we've got yeah, this looks like it may not be in the Delta area. That this looks like maybe okay, beautiful fields right here and tiny, but you can get a shocking amount of rice out of a very small area, if that is what that is, which I think it is. Um, yeah. Yeah, so we yeah, so that ooh, that's a whole bunch of those big bollards. Okay, so I guess that's one to remember is the Bangladesh bollards. They're massive, uh, white and red striped. Um, they're not French. They're that bollard. Okay. Also, this is a big divided highway. Like this has got to be one of the top roads in the country, and it's sort of a north-south orientation. I'm thinking it could be this N5. And I'm thinking like sort of out of the Delta area, maybe up toward Rangpur. Um, so there we went across a bridge. Yeah, that's not a sign that tells us anything. Yeah, it's interesting, like you would think that you would see Indian trucks on the road and so far I haven't seen any. It may be that Indian trucks are from West Bengal and so are all in the same language as Bengali trucks are. Um, but you'd think you'd see you think you'd see a truck in Hindi at some point, that. Yep. Okay, so um it was so the big north-south road it turned out was this one going out of Dhaka, the N3. Um let's see. So that river must be larger than it actually is plotted on here. Okay. And so it made sense that it was up here, that it was, it looked like the land was less less flooded, and so, that up here, there's at least enough elevation that, it isn't flooded in the rainy season, that water runs off of it better. Um, And then, there are actually hills, in Meghalaya state up here. Um, there's the famous town of Cherrapunji, the wettest location on Earth. Gets over 11 meters of precipitation a year. Okay, and our last round. Okay, so this is another uh, good sized bridge. There's some big structure over there. Um, this again, I think, could be. It looks like maybe there's less Delta land. There's always so many people around in these shots in Bangladesh. And it's not a matter of population density. Like I think people are just outside more in countries with low levels of economic development. They're in particular. I mean, these people don't own vehicles. That and this is even before, like like in Indonesia, you would see lots of people around, on motorized scooters, but here, yeah, okay, so we have quite a bit of town right off the bridge. Um, and again, it looks, pretty difficult without knowing script, right? Yeah, so those aren't bamboo poles. Those are, trunks of some small tree. Um, yeah, there's that sign again, like that seems to be the most common sign in the country. Yeah, I think that's probably something ending in Aussie phone. Um, could it be Deshi phone? I don't know. I'd have yeah, there would be an E on it though, which I know what one of those looks like, and there isn't. It's Dossie phone. Oh, we got ducks and chickens. Yeah, I've heard it's difficult to keep ducks and chickens together. Like there's certain sexual perversion issues with the ducks. Um, yeah. Okay. So we have 148 kilometers away. Okay. So it was next to India over here. Yeah, but it's very hard to. Yeah. Yeah. So it again. Um, yeah. So we went across this bridge. Um, and there was everything is in Bengali. Um, so this one there would be an enormous advantage, to anyone that learned the script. Okay, so that's our last round. Um, the convention for these things is 3 games per country, except for the smallest countries. And yep, so I may be coming back later tonight or tomorrow with the next country, which, in alphabetical order after BD, we have BE, Belgium.